Live from the Convocation Center here on the campus of the University of North Georgia in Dahlonega, coverage of Peach Belt Conference basketball is on the air. Good evening, everyone. Alongside Lee Glenn, Craig Corbin here. Glad you could join us for a matchup between the Hurricanes of Georgia Southwestern and the homestanding Nighthawks of UNG. North Georgia brings in a mark overall of 8-1, 5-1 in conference play. The Hurricanes of Georgia Southwestern 5-3, 3-2, with a couple of good wins on the record.
Yeah, Georgia Southwestern is intriguing for us this year. Any home Peach Belt Conference game is important, but when you start to, as we get the train further down the road, delineate into between the top third teams, the bottom third, and the lower third, only 4 teams make the conference championship this year. 3 teams have really created a little bit of separation near the top. Lander, ourselves, and Clayton State both have already collected 5 wins. But then you've got a pod of 4 schools, Southwestern, Columbus, Young Harrison, Flagler, that have all got either 2 or 3 wins, and that's where that next delineation mark comes. So I know there's a lot of basketball to play, and we don't quite know how things will shake out over the next month or so, but Southwestern is one of 4 schools that's right in the mix for that conference championship berth. That's right at about a month away from now, 4 weeks, and so it's intriguing for that regard. I think we're always tough to beat in this building, but I think that the style of game that Southwestern plays is the style that kind of bothers us a little bit more than normal, and so they can get out and pressure, and they can slash. They don't necessarily have one girl that's like a dead-eye shooter. Their 2 best three-point shooters also can score at the rim. So it's really a balanced athletic team that I think is on the way up at the conference standings.
If you talk about the benefit of playing at home is something that is certainly the case here in Dahlonega. The home court advantage has been phenomenal over the last 33, 34 games now for the Nighthawks. Talk about the mental challenge of an opponent coming into an arena like this, knowing what the record is.
Yeah, there's a long streak, right? We've won, and we don't like talking about it, but 30-something games, only lost once ever in this building. I think that when you're first starting a streak, you start to kind of think about it, and as it starts gathering steam, it's really more of a conversation piece. But where we're at with it now, we just want a number 1 play game. Right. I don't care if they're at home or on the way or away. We want to just continue to win, to put ourselves in position to be a conference, to host within the conference tournament, and then on a larger scale to be selected for the revised version of the NCAA championship this year. So, yes, streaks are important. Yes, you want to perform well for your crowd, and you want to defend your home court. But really that pressure is just between our own ears at times. And for us just to kind of know that it's 0-0 right now, and we get another opportunity to better our resume this evening.
When you look at the Nighthawks, obviously you're going to talk a lot about the phenomenal play of Julianne Sutton, the preseason honors, as you would expect.
Yep.
But for me, one of the tremendous bright spots this season has been a new face to the roster, and that being Caroline Martin. Just an incredible competitor each time that I've seen her out on the floor, and even though she is a freshman, she does not play like one.
No, she doesn't. She's got a really high motor. She's had like some rough starts over the last 2 weeks or so, dealing with some foul trouble at times. And then just kind of not making shots early. I think one key to watch for her is if she makes shots early, watch out, because then she gets the confidence to go downhill. And she's a fun player to watch just because she has no regard for her body. I mean, she's going to sacrifice on both ends. I'll tell you, a player that I've enjoyed to watch over the last 2 weeks is Abby Hubert as well. You know, so like she'll go from not being very relevant in the box score to scoring 26, scoring 19. She was our Chick-fil-A Nighthawk of the Week. I like it when that player just kind of lurks on the sidelines, and then when she's needed, she's going to take care of business.
Absolutely. Should be a great matchup. Glad you've joined us here tonight for coverage of the Nighthawks and the Hurricanes. Stay with us. Starting lineups and the opening tip straight ahead right here on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Leadership is fueled by vision and passion. Leadership is service with empathy, creativity, and integrity. Leadership is seeking continuous improvement for yourself and your community. Since 1873, the University of North Georgia has prepared generations of civic, professional, and military leaders. Today, UNG is a leading regional university that serves students across 5 campuses and online with educational pathways ranging from associate degrees to doctoral programs. And as one of only 6 senior military colleges in the nation, UNG holds designations as a state leadership institution and as the Military College of Georgia. UNG's national reputation and student profile are growing stronger each year, and we remain focused on student success and academic excellence at all levels. Across UNG, our incredible faculty and staff are scholars and mentors who inspire service, inquiry, and creativity. And resume-building experiences help each student fulfill their potential. We know the value of determination and teamwork in and out of the classroom, and this spirit pushes our students to excel on the field, serve our communities, and explore the world. When the day is done, the real measure of our success lies in who our graduates become. Outstanding leaders for a diverse and global society. The University of North Georgia.
What do I do when my love is away? Does it worry you to be alone? How do I feel at the end of the day? Are you sad cause you're on your own? I can't find a little help from my friends, so I'm gonna try a little help from my friends.
Time now for your starting lineups. First for the Hurricanes of Georgia Southwestern. It'll be number 1, Lex Chapman, a junior from Decatur, Georgia. Number 10, Jalea Storr, a freshman from McDonough. Number 11, Kishori Hodge, a sophomore from Rex, Georgia. Number 14, Kayla Grant, a freshman from Dade City, Florida. And rounding out the starting 5, number 23, Daylin Craig, a freshman from Lithia Springs, Georgia. The Hurricanes are coached by Justin Payne in his second season. Georgia Southwestern 5-3 overall, 3-2 in the Peach Belt Conference. And now for the Nighthawks of UNG under head coach Buffy Burson. It'll be number 5, Abby Franklin, the senior from Homer, Georgia. Number 11, Abby Hubert, senior from Chattanooga. Number 15, Kara Groover, senior from Noonan, Georgia. Number 24, Caroline Martin, the freshman from Cumming. And number 42, Julianne Sutton, the senior from Flowery Branch. The Nighthawks, 8-1 overall, 5-1 in the Peach Belt Conference. Well, Georgia Southwestern had a bit of excitement en route to the Convocation Center this afternoon. Thankfully, no one injured along the way, but their bus was in close proximity to a traffic accident just down the way in Dawsonville. Thankfully, only a 15-minute delay.
Yeah, that area is getting so congested. Wow, it's just so many restaurants and new hotels opening up down there. It's like getting through that area at any time without any sort of fender bender is a challenge, much less in a big charter that's already had a 3.5-hour trip up from
Americus, indeed. Underway here, first possession. Martin takes it on the wing, zips it over to Franklin, down low. Groover, look at the ball movement. Julianne Sutton off the glass.
That's too good. That's like a 9-pass possession. Hit an All-American in stride for a one-footed layup. First offensive possession could have not been scripted any better.
What precision on those passes. In the lane, the answer, and give that one to number 14, Kayla Grant. We're tied at 2.
Same shot by Southwestern. Actually, they didn't have to rotate, or we didn't rotate very well. We cut off the baseline, but didn't really help the helper.
The lob to Julianne in the paint. Puts it up and might have had that one touched by a Hurricane out of bounds, and so they will keep it with 13 seconds on the shot clock. Some of the Nighthawk partisans thinking there might have been contact. And a steal on the inbound by Chapman, but a travel will turn it right back.
I didn't see the travel, but
nor did I.
Kind of blocked by a computer screen.
And there is, look at your officials tonight. Greg Norton, Kent Snyder, and Tyrell Johnson. Ball out of bounds and over to Georgia Southwestern. And Coach Payne out on the floor exhorting his team early in quarter number 1. Hurricanes with the ball. Chapman, three-pointer good. Lex Chapman. And an early advantage for Georgia Southwestern at 5-2.
Lex Chapman and Jamisa Shamel are two players that account for nearly 50% of Southwestern's field goal attempts, so definitely going to need to get them identified in the half-court set.
Skip pass. Franklin takes it, drives, in traffic, shot up, no good. And here come the Hurricanes, leading 5-2. Played nearly 2 minutes in quarter number 1. Baseline drive by Grant, skips it over to Chapman, three-pointer up, and that one's an air ball and will be taken by Kara Groover. Groover brings it up, top of the key.
A little bit better job of rotating that time on baseline penetration. Abby had a charge attempt.
Lob to Julianne and right back to Hubert, who draws contact in the paint. That'll be a foul on Kayla Grant. First personal. And that will send Abby to the line. 83% thus far on the season.
Anytime you can start free throws with an 8.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, it is.
Abby not that far removed from her career-high 26-point performance. And 1 of 2.
A rescheduled game, we had moved up a late February game to this past Sunday, played Georgia College again, and she played well again in that game.
5-3 your score, a three-pointer up, no good for Grant. Rebound taken quickly. Franklin bringing it down the floor, leaves it for Martin. Boy, I thought she was going to pull the trigger on that one. Abby does so. This one a bit long, no good. Tracked down, and Caroline got a hand on it. Got it to Groover, inside to Hubert.
Great eyes by Kara to see Abby wide open, but really you got to credit Caroline Martin for keeping that ball alive.
7:07 to go, quarter number 1, an official timeout. We're tied at 5 right here on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Before the house, before the office, the late nights and new bosses. Before the last hugs, the wins and the losses. Before building the team, before building yourself. The rise and grinds, all day, every days. Before the letter, before the dream, there was a kid who loved to play. If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Someone here at Circus Burger has been talking to the press telling them that chicken is better than burgers. And I want to know who it is. Is it you, Bill?
No, sir.
Diane?
Wasn't me.
I know it wasn't Steve. He just started. You're doing a great job here, Steve.
Yeah.
I'm not big on pointing fingers, but it was definitely Bill.
Whoa, it could literally be any one of us.
Somebody did it, and I'm going to find out who.
What is going on here?
The unselfishness of this team on display early in this ball game. We have seen time and time again finding the open teammate.
Yeah, extra pass there. Abby misses a three, which she doesn't do very often, but that's the key to that play is Caroline Martin keeping that ball alive and fighting for it. And Kara, when gaining possession, keeping her chin up and seeing Abby Hubert available right there under the rim.
Play has resumed. We're tied at 5, inside 7 minutes to go. Quarter number 1. Nice defense there by Groover. On the drive, the shot up, but a travel prior to, and that will give it to North Georgia.
That's good half-court defense right there by the Nighthawks. Took away strengths. You could tell that certain players were uncomfortable when their go-to crutch was taken away.
Franklin lobs it to Julianne, right back to Franklin in the corner. 15 on the shot clock. Martin in between the circles, now works toward the lane, throws it up and draws a foul. And that will go against Jalea Storr. First on Jalea.
And that's a plus right there for Caroline, who's kind of struggled getting going early in games. Not letting a jump shot being the first shot you take. Really wasn't much of a driving lane there, but just put her nose down and barreled to the rim and got fouled. And now she's in a groove now, making both free throws. So that's a good way to start a game for somebody who's having trouble getting out of the gates lately.
A 5-0 run by North Georgia. They lead now 7-5 with 6:16 to go, quarter number 1. Straightaway 3, up and good. Actually, that's a 2.
Long 2. High ball screen there by the Hurricanes. First one, Kara Gruva went under. And she almost pulled the trigger, and then she went back off of it. She then KG went under it again, and she decided to step and take the long 2.
Second personal on Kayla Grant, who slammed the ball down in disgust. Beautiful move again by Hubert to the basket. Great recognition by Sutton.
She's a shifty little post player.
Yeah.
Right? So she's not going to, like Julianne, if she gets you with her back, on her back around the rim, she's got a few different tools to score with. Abby just really outworks 4 players. And that's a position, she's our 4 in this lineup. And she just outworks bigs that guard her and has the skill set to drive around them.
Unusual occurrence there with 2 misses.
Yeah, we think we jinxed her talking about the 80%.
Yeah, boy, I really hate
1 of 4 tonight so far.
Really hate that they did that off the bat. 7-all your score. 5:35 to go in the opening quarter. Nice defense along the baseline, but a whistle from the official furthest away from the action. And that'll be on Franklin.
Oh, excuse me.
Jalea Storr at the line, puts that one in. Second one good as well. 78% on the season from the line for Storr. Lacey McCoy checking in, replacing Abby Hubert. Skip pass over to Martin. Now out front, McCoy. One dribble, 2 down. Kicks it to Groover. Shot clock at 15. The lob to Julianne. Franklin, Martin. And back to Abby it goes with 6-5. And that one telegraphed and taken away. Up ahead. Nice defense by McCoy.
Strong defensive possession by the Hurricanes there. After the made free throw, they jumped back in a 2-3 zone, but didn't just stay static in it. They were very active and had wide hands, and it took us a while to recognize that we just played 4 offensive players on the perimeter around 1 big, and that's exactly what a defense wants you to do against a 2-3. We've got to get people moving on those interior angles, free throw line to short corner, when and if the Hurricanes decide to stay in a 2-3 zone.
Josie Earnhardt set the check in. Shot clock at 3. That one out of bounds and over to North Georgia.
Is that a shot or a pass?
You know, it didn't look like a shot.
I thought that she expected her big to roll there.
Yep. Didn't have nearly enough arc to be considered a shot. Franklin to Sutton. Right back to Abby. Three-pointer on the way. Would not go. Rebound on the weak side by McCoy. Earnhardt for 3. Wouldn't go. Rebound, Martin up. No good. And the Hurricanes come away with it.
Two really good looks at 3 by 2 of our higher percentage three-point shooters. Sandwiched in there was a nice offensive rebound and stick-back attempt by Carolyn Martin. So yielding no points, but technically it's a good offensive possession for the Nighthawks.
Shot clock at 7. The drive by Payne. Her store no good. Offensive. Oh, goodness. Another opportunity. And finally, the Nighthawks come away with it. Earnhardt drawing contact. And there'll be a foul on Kashori Hodge. First on Hodge. 4th team foul. Nighthawks trailing by 2. Franklin kicks it over to Earnhardt. Thought about it for a moment. Inside again to Sutton, and there's another foul. And goodness gracious, I'll tell you, Coach Payne is probably pushing it about as far as a coach can push without going over that invisible line.
I'm not sure what he's arguing there, or what he's basically aggressively conversing with the trail official, who's not the one that called the hook foul on the post up. That was called by the under the basket official. So he might have a point there about Julianne using the chicken wing, but I think he's arguing with the wrong person.
First one gets the friendly bounce, and boy, that foul shots have not been the norm, what we've been used to on the season.
No.
Collectively, North Georgia 77% from the line. Hadn't been the case tonight. Loose ball. North Georgia comes up with it, and finally, that imaginary line has been crossed, and a technical foul has been assessed to Coach Payne, and if he does not slow down,
he's not going to stay in the building very long.
He is going to be out the door before the first quarter is over.
Technical fouls been assessed against the Georgia Southwestern bench.
And we had noted it just a moment ago. And there are ways that the foul shot woes continue for North Georgia. And Josie, 1 of 2 there, and we're tied at 9. But Coach Payne really letting it rip.
4 of 9 now. That's sub 500 from the charity stripe.
3:03 to go here in the first. We're tied at 9, and goodness gracious, that
going to be her second foul.
Second on Abby. Coming with 3 minutes left in quarter number 1, and Macy Gregg will hustle over and get set to check in. Chapman in the lane. Puts it back to Storr and taken away by McCoy.
Look at the 5th gear there. Use 2 feet, jump stop, head fake, finish, that's fundamental basketball.
And did you notice the fist pump?
I did not.
By McCoy
I
after.
love those, though.
Yeah.
I did not, but I love those.
She stopped on a dime, waited, put it in, fist pump.
Yep. Still negative Ghost Rider. The pattern's full.
Yep. Martin in there tried to save it, but stepped over the end line. Let's take a look at that last effort by McCoy.
She gets her hand in the passing lane and then uses her body. You know, a lot of times you want the offensive player dribbling with your right hand on the right side of the floor, but she used her left hand to keep it away from the defender. Jump stop, lift, flyby, finish, and then you set a Tiger fist pump.
A veteran move right there by McCoy. 11-9 your score. North Georgia by 2. 2 minutes, 7 seconds to go here in quarter number 1. Southwestern with the ball. Around the horn they go. In the lane. Shot up and good for Dalian Craig. And we're tied at 11.
It's the second time on the same possession that she used the up and under with the big step. A lot of people will call that for a travel, but by the rules of the game, that is definitely not a travel as long as that other foot doesn't come back down.
Martin drives, contact, and the ball taken away. Quickly up ahead to Storr. Aaliyah Clay in the ball game for the Hurricanes. Shot clock at 14. Storr, nothing doing. Back it goes to Clay. Top of the key shot, good. It's a 2. 13-11 with 1:07 to go here in quarter number 1. Sutton has it taken away. Quickly the other direction. Chapman will drive, shoot, ball out of bounds, and a late whistle. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Into the game replacing McCoy. Number 11, Abby Huber. And replacing Earnhardt.
55.9 seconds remain here in quarter number 1. Lex Chapman at the line. 71% shooter on the year. That one off the iron, no good.
At the line for the Hurricanes, Lex Chapman.
One more coming. With a junior out of Decatur. Missed them both. Rebound to Julianne. Macy Gregg stops. Open, Martin on the wing. Now Julianne gets it to Macy. Down low, Hubert. Nice move, but the shot wouldn't go. Rebound snared by Julianne, and they'll do it again. Pass in the lane, Julianne in contact. That'll be a foul on Kashuri Hodge.
Georgia Southwestern foul number 11, Kashuri Hodge. That's her third.
Third personal on Hodge, and she will go to the bench, replaced by Amazria Rawls.
For the Nighthawks, Julianne Sutton.
First one by Julianne, good. Chloe Savage set to check in, ostensibly for Julianne, should she hit this. It is no good. Hurricanes have it, leading by 1. Difference of just a split second in the shot clock and the game clock here in quarter number 1. In traffic, Storr puts it up and in with the left hand.
That's a nice tough 2 by Storr there.
3-point advantage up ahead, intended for Julianne. Did she twist an ankle? Walking gingerly. Chloe Savage will come in.
Georgia replacing Julianne Sutton. Number 22, Chloe Savage.
5.6 seconds. Martin will drive, left-handed shot, up and in!
Bulldog drive there.
And a nice way to finish quarter number 1. It's Georgia Southwestern by a point, 15-14. This is the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Bandit 3, this is Fox 2-3. Can you see that contact to our front? Bandit Fox 2-3, out. Mark him with tracer fire.
There are those who choose a different path in life. A path of selflessness, of service. A path that leads to freedom. Do you have what it takes? Find out at goarmy.com/warriors.
The UNG Bookstore is the one-stop shop where students can get anything they need for the classroom and fans can find everything they need to support the Nighthawks, from shirts and jackets to car decals and tailgating chairs. Gear up at the Nighthawks Nest with officially licensed UNG merchandise. Be sure to shop in store to find the item of the week. Visit our stores in Dahlonega, Gainesville, Oconee, and Cumming, or check us out online at ungbookstore.com. The UNG Bookstore is a proud sponsor of North Georgia Athletics.
And the basket by Caroline Martin to end the first quarter, drawing the Nighthawks to within a point. Here's another look.
Baseline outset, just trying to get her that ISO. The one thing you got to kind of tip your hat to on that blob set is that it got it to her in her non-dominant driving hand, and she was still able to finish in traffic and absorbing the contact on the last dribble. So that's always a good play for you. But anytime you can take points away with your driver going to her opposite hand, that's even more of a plus.
Second quarter underway, and an unusual situation for the Nighthawks trailing after a quarter. It typically has been a situation where they get out of the blocks well.
They do, yeah. I can't remember the last time that we were losing after the first quarter, especially at home.
Savage to Hubert, puts up the shot, draws contact. No, beg your pardon.
Well, looks like she kind of traveled there, but that's kind of that same up and under move. That's the step and a half. But
not sure I saw that.
Nonetheless, headed back, time to play some defense.
Clay gets rid of it to Craig. An extra step on that, ball out of bounds. Yep.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's the same move, and I actually think that's good basketball, but it's shifty as long as that other leg doesn't come down.
I think part of the thing is that it looks disjointed. It looks unusual, and that's what is a flag.
Legal, but it's legal.
Yep. Played a minute here in quarter number 2. Aaliyah Clay hits.
Just Clay making a play right there. Side ball screen. She didn't use it. She rejected it and hid back behind it and shot the long 2.
Pass to Hubert in the lane. The left-hander is good.
Nice offhand finish there by Abby, using that speed dribble to blow by the post defender and finish on the other side of the rim.
And that'll be a charge on Daylin Craig. First personal on Daylin. Had a full head of steam going to the basket. Still a 1-point lead for Southwestern. Skip pass over. Martin for 3. That one off the mark, and thus far the Nighthawks have been a bit out of sorts offensively.
Hurricanes doing a great job of mixing up defenses. Looks like after dead ball makes or free throws, they come back and run a 2-3. That was after a turnover dead ball, but they came back and ran a little bit of an extended, like a 25 feet 1-2-2 defense. And so a couple different zone looks that the Hurricanes are throwing at us, and we haven't quite figured it out yet.
Nice steal by Chloe Savage. Up ahead, Hubert running the floor. Shot blocked and a foul on the play. I believe that will go against Daylin Craig.
Georgia Southwestern foul number 23, Daylin Craig. That's her second.
Her second foul in less than a minute. She will come out, replacing her in the lineup, Kennedy Collins. Collins, a freshman from Smoke Rise, Georgia.
I didn't know that's a city. I knew that was a golf course.
Yep.
I didn't know it was a city.
Yep. Abby makes the first free throw and ties it at 17. Got them both. 2 minutes into quarter number 2. And the Nighthawks lead by a point. Collins.
Got to be careful here. Abby guarding the ball at the top of the key. An explosive driver there. And Collins with 2 fouls. You got to make sure that you move your feet. And it's almost like an uncontested layup there. And that's due to the foul trouble that Abby's trying to play with.
Beautiful feed to Savage, but Chloe could not connect. It stays 19-18 now. Southwestern by a single point. Chapman, guarded by Earnhardt.
Illegal screen there.
And that will go against Rawls.
They definitely like the matchup of Chapman off the dribble, using the side ball screens and the high ball screens. And we're doing a good job of kind of changing up who the on-ball defender is. But right there, Chapman just got a little impatient. Although the foul was called on the big setting the screen, that's really the driver's fault for taking off too early and really letting the play happen.
A bit of contact work being done on the sideline. Meanwhile, McCoy and Sutton back in the lineup for North Georgia. I'll tell you, if you've ever worn contacts, you know that's just not a lot of fun to do, and certainly not on the court.
It's good that they can find it.
Yeah. So Lex Chapman getting that in, and we are back to action. And a bit of moisture being.
All right, this is the 1-2-2, and we're going to run. Maybe perhaps the 1-2-2 look is not something that Southwestern has shown us in film, so it looks like we're going to just run a high man-to-man set with Julianne Sutton setting a ball screen up on the top of the zone. A lot of times you think ball screens are man offense, but look at that, it's a wide open 3.
Goodness gracious. Nice rebound by Julianne to keep it alive. Earnhardt for 3. This one off the mark as well. Ball tipped again, and nice job by McCoy to track it down. Could the third time be the charm? Would not fall. My, oh my.
3 good looks. Those are going to go.
Quickly the other way. Chapman. And it is 21-18, and that equals the largest lead of the night for Georgia Southwestern. They led it 5-2 and 15-12. Nice fake by Franklin. The 15-footer is good.
That last defensive possession in transition was Chapman just being aware that Abby Franklin's got 2 fouls and just driving it right at her chest in transition. And really, Abby just had to olay because we'd rather finish the quarter with 6 minutes to go than we would her pick up a third and have to sit for an extended period until after intermission.
6:06 to go in quarter number 2. It's 21-20. Southwestern by a point. Shot off the mark by Soar. Here come the Nighthawks quickly the other way. Groover, top of the key. Over to Franklin. Drives now. Puts it up in traffic, and it's good.
That's not Abby's forte. The Georgia Southwestern did her job and ran her off the three-point line because she's not comfortable scoring twos. But in that instance, she was able to absorb the contact and get the finish.
An official timeout with 5:49 to go until the half. North Georgia 22, Georgia Southwestern 21 on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
The human body is like any high-performance machine. As the miles add up, parts wear out. That's where pain begins. And here's where it ends. Where top orthopedic surgeons use breakthrough techniques to reduce recovery times and relieve pain for good. Feel like new again for miles to come at the region's only dedicated joint care center, Northeast Georgia Medical Center.
Shop, play, and stay in Dahlonega, the heart of the North Georgia mountain.
Back-to-back baskets by Abby Franklin have put the Nighthawks on top by a point. And Lee, on a number of occasions, I know you've noticed that she is a player who knows when the team needs her to step up.
Yeah, there's no bigger fan from a basketball standpoint of Abby Franklin than me, because I really understand her value. It's not always that she's going to score at a high rate, but she just composes us. And I think that trust in her as a player was evident in Coach Burson putting her back in the game with 2 fouls and 8 minutes to go before halftime. And it's really just a trust in Abby that she can handle herself defensively, but knowing that when the ball plays through Abby Franklin, we tend to have a lot cleaner offense.
Southwestern with 8 to shoot. Ball tipped out of bounds and will go over to North Georgia. There was nice defense that last time by Earnhardt on the initial drive by Chapman.
Yeah, we need to start doing a better job, and Josie was kind of going to hopefully lead the charge here of moving our feet against Chapman's drives instead of putting our hands down on penetration.
In the lane to McCoy. Over it goes to Martin. 15 to shoot. Back to McCoy in traffic. Shot up, no good. And Georgia Southwestern has the ball.
We're getting in a little bit better spot offensively against their extended zone, and so our looks are starting to get cleaner, and the ball's not sticking quite as much. So be interesting to see how long it takes us to figure that out.
The open 17-footer would not go for Rawls. Here come the Nighthawks. Groover. Earnhardt, long three would not fall. And quickly the Hurricanes the other way. Chapman zips the pass to Storr in the corner. Shot up, no good. Chapman got a hand on it. But here come the Nighthawks.
Josie Earnhardt missed that last 3 there, but she's about to get us going with a made 3.
Martin drives, puts it up, and it's good.
That's the hands down right there. Right, kind of gave Chapman a little bit of her own medicine. That's just a great driver, and Martin straight line driving around her and was lucky to not be called for an and one there by putting her hands down on the penetration.
Inside 4 minutes to go, second quarter. Neither team is led by more than 3. This is the largest lead for North Georgia at 3. Over to Earnhardt. Now back to Julianne. Groover in the corner to Martin. Feeds McCoy in traffic. Shot is up and good.
All right, yeah. It's we're starting to figure out the zone now. So this is just really zone recognition, zone defense recognition. Surprised that it took us a quarter to just kind of figure out where to put the people that would most effectively get the basketball moving. And you can see that we're putting a high post and a low post in there and getting those people working on the inside of the zone. And right there, it's just Caroline Martin throwing a nice pocket bounce pass into Lacey McCoy, who uses the one dribble move similar to Abby Hubert and dribble around the post defender to score. So the last few possessions have looked so much better for us offensively because we're in a better spot and the ball's moving better. But it'll be interesting to see if the Hurricanes come out of that timeout. Obviously, coach has been disappointed in their on-ball defense and their rotations, and see if they try to play us man now the last 3.5.
One of the hallmarks of this team, their unselfishness, averaging better than 18.5 assists per contest. Storr drives, shoots, no good. Rebound, Hubert.
Such good defense by a freshman there. On penetration, it's move your feet, hands up.
Groover underneath. Now Earnhardt to Martin. In between the circles, lobs it to Groover in the corner. Fakes, drives, gives to Julianne for 2.
Josie Earnhardt didn't touch the ball but one time on that possession, but she had an effect on the play because people would not rotate off of her being identified as a catch-and-shoot shooter, and that just opened up the floor for us to have the assisted basket there.
28-21, 2:47 to go in the second quarter.
Substitution for the Hurricanes, checking back in. Number 23, Jalen Craig.
Kara Groover earned the Hawkham mop.
Yep.
Passing that thing off. I mean, teamwork right there.
In the age of
in the box score.
in the age of a global pandemic, one has to do a few things during the course of a game that you otherwise would not.
Sanitation is everyone's responsibility.
There you go.
Southwestern back in the 1-2-2 here.
Clock rolls, 2:35. Hubert at the foul line. Bounce pass to Martin on the wing. Caroline now over to Earnhardt. Groover skips it back to Caroline. Fakes, drives, shoots, and would not go. Julianne Sutton, though, keeps it alive. And a foul, if that is on Storr, that's her second.
See, now we've got on the perimeter two of our three players, and Kara Groover can flick it too, but you got Carolyn Martin and Josie Earnhardt. Watch this.
Earnhardt for three, would not fall.
That can shoot the three, and so that's just really opening up the interiors with our 4s and 5s now to be able to pass.
Contact on the basket. Had that three gone, it would have been a double-digit advantage. Instead, at the other end, basket by Daylin Craig, and a three-point play opportunity.
It's poised by Craig there. Had her dribble picked up in transition and looked to actually pivoted to pass out and pivoted back at the basket and attacked the score.
2:02 to go in the second. Baseline jumper would not fall. Quickly, Storr into the corner. Now back it goes. Daylin Craig. And back out front to Aaliyah Clay. Clay at the foul line, kicks it over. Shot clock at 10, in traffic. Shot wouldn't go. Sutton the rebound. Groover up ahead to Martin. Thought about that three, now skips it over to Earnhardt. Josie will drive, puts it up. Ball partially blocked there. Martin comes up with it. Groover, Earnhardt, 13 to shoot. Back it goes to Earnhardt. In and out, no good. Martin the follow, wouldn't go, but a foul on the play. Goodness gracious. This is just one of those nights where the shots are not dropping at a normal rate.
Yet.
And it's early.
Keyword, yet. So from 3 tonight, I know we're kind of working on a issue there with the live stats and the score not quite matching up, but we will be getting there. But, I've missed our first 11 shots from 3. 4 of 11.
First one good for Martin. The second one also. Caroline now with 8 points on the night. And it's 30-24 with 1:04 to go until the half. Storr drives into the lane, stops, 12-footer off the iron, no good. Rebound into the hands of guess who? Kara Groover.
Didn't even know she was in there.
She finds a way to be where the ball is going to go. Groover back to Earnhardt. 3 on the way. Yes!
Well, you just got to talk about it, right? You talk about how good of a free throw shooter Abby Hubert is and things go bad. And then we talk about how terrible we are shooting threes tonight. One goes down for us.
Well done, my friend. 33-24, largest lead of the night. Final 20 seconds of the first half of play. Daylin Craig guarded by Hubert. Bulls in. That might have been a charge. The follow will go, though. 33-26.
Craig is patient when she goes.
Yep.
Give her credit for that.
6 seconds. Long three by Earnhardt would not go. And that is the first half of play. That one nearly went in by Daylin Craig. 33-26. North Georgia leads it by 7. Stay with us. Straight ahead, the halftime report on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Joyride beads. I hear if you run long enough, you get something called a runner's high, which sounds like something I'd really enjoy. Let's do this. Okay, so far so good. Mama Lake? What? Still no high though. Hi. Hey. Oh my God. There it was. My first runner's high. Well, better quit while I'm ahead. God, I'm good.
What is the Golden Eagle Band? Established in 1873, we are the oldest organization on campus. Excellence in music is our passion. Our spirit of brotherhood provides friendships that last a lifetime. We compete and perform just for fun. Join the tradition.
(33-26), North Georgia on top of Georgia Southwestern. A very tight back-and-forth ball game after the first 2 quarters of this contest. Largest lead by North Georgia, a 7-point advantage, and it took a long time to get there.
It did. You're right, Craig, and I think you got to tip your cap to the Hurricanes of Southwestern there. They came to play. They've got a nice game plan. They're going to drive it at our chest. They're going to try to make tough twos. They're not going to settle for threes. They're going to get the ball at the rim and see if the whistle can help them on the offensive end, on the other end of the floor. They've really thrown a lot of wrinkles at us and shown 3 different defenses and not one in a long period of time. About the time we started to figure out the 2-3 zone, they jump out of that. So I think that they're riding the momentum of 8 days ago, an overtime win at Flagler, which we always talk about as such a tough place to play, but Hurricanes were down 4 with 50 seconds to play in regulation and able to pull out a road win in the ancient city. And Flagler, one of those teams in that middle third that's really fighting for a playoff spot. So I'll bet that ride from St. Augustine back to Americus was a lot of fun, and they brought some of that fun here into our building tonight and have played us really well aside from that larger run that we gave there early, midway through the second quarter.
Very aggressive defense early in this ball game by Georgia Southwestern, and combine that with some shooting woes by North Georgia early in the game, and that made things back and forth. And by the way, I stand corrected, the largest lead was 9 momentarily before that last basket to end the first half by Georgia Southwestern. The lead at 33-24 momentarily there. You look at how close Georgia Southwestern is. You talked in the pregame, the top 4 teams make the tournament. They're just half game out of third place as it stands now. Without question, after having seen them for just a half of this ball game, no doubt they are worthy of where they are in the rankings.
Absolutely. They bring that style that has kind of been our kryptonite a little bit. You know, a little bit of a smaller lineup with one. They've got a serviceable big that's got to move over both shoulders. But they also play well off the bounce, and they can attack us off the dribble. And A lot of people think, well, we just got to guard the ball better. We got to sit down and keep it in front. But a lot of times when you're trying to defend slash, that's really a 5-person responsibility. And you're going to get beat off the dribble against players that are quicker than you and faster than you. It's how well and how early you rotate and help and scramble out of that help to not give up easy offense. So their plan of getting at the rim is working so far. I just don't think that mixing up defenses against a balanced team like us can last for 40 minutes. So it's just a matter of time before we catch them in a stretch of a defense that we can identify early and attack early.
All right, straight ahead, we've got to look at some statistics from the first half. We'll take a break and be back with more right here on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
I look at the camera, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wear my mask to be there for my residents.
I wear my mask so we can stay on campus.
I wear my mask because I know that other people might be more vulnerable to the virus, and I want to make sure that I protect others and keep everyone safe.
I wear my mask to protect all the dads out there. I know personally how it feels to lose someone very close to me due to the coronavirus, and if there are steps that we can take to protect the ones that we love, we should do it.
Do I just do it now? Okay, I wear my mask to keep others safe.
I wear my mask because I care about our community.
I choose to wear my mask because it's such a simple thing for me to do that I can love not only on my friends and my family, but just people I see in the grocery store and in the street.
I wear my mask so I can see my sisters on campus and we can have fundraising events.
I wear my mask to love my neighbor and protect others.
I wear my mask.
I wear my mask.
I wear my mask.
I wear my mask.
I wear my mask. I wear my mask.
I wear a mask because I want to keep others safe.
Hi, I'm Sonia McClain, broker of Red Rooster Realty. Come check out our new location. It's this old farmhouse built in the 1930s that we were able to preserve and yet still turn it into our new office. We are a full-service real estate company. We work with buyers and sellers and would love to speak with you if you are in the market. Our new location is 80 Bell Street, Hiawassee, Georgia, or you can give us a call at 706-896-1225. We look forward to speaking with you.
The road to national championships runs through NCAA.com. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want with NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
A good matchup tonight between the Nighthawks of North Georgia, the Hurricanes of Georgia Southwestern. A look now at some of the team statistics from the first two quarters of the ball game. And we made mention of how there were shooting woes by North Georgia beyond the arc. A bit unusual there. A bit unusual, they're shooting at the foul line as well.
Yep, they kind of disappeared on the broadcast there, but I got them pulled up here. You know, one thing that we got to kind of watch is one thing that stands out to me and is highlighted now on the broadcast is the 1 of 12 from 3 for a whopping 8%, and then we only make 5 of 8 from the free throw line, 63%. That's not going to cut it by our standard. We are out rebounding them, and we do have more paint points, but I don't think that those stat lines really translate into advantage. One thing that also stands out to me is, in addition to our low shooting percentage, which, again, you tip the hat to Georgia Southwestern mixing up defenses, is the fact that Southwestern has taken more shots than we have. And not only have they taken 2 more shots than we have, but they haven't turned us over a lot. They've only turned us over 4 times. So those shots have come from a little bit of the offensive rebounding variety. They've got 5 offensive rebounds, and so you know, anytime you can go into someone else's building and equalize the opportunity, and that's what a shot is. It's just an opportunity. that they've checked the box on their game plan, and it's going to be interesting to see what adjustments we make, and if the Hurricanes continue to play a mix-up zone look at us.
Also interesting to see when we come back will be some of the highlights from the first half of tonight's matchup. Stay with us. Much more ahead at the half. This is the Nighthawk Sports Network.
What do I do when my love is away? Does it worry you to be alone? How do I feel at the end of the day? Are you sad cause you're on your own? I can't find a little help from my friends, so I'm gonna try a little help from my friends.
Can you stop copying me?
When you're facing cancer, you want a winning team on your side. Or even better, two. That's why Northeast Georgia Medical Center is now an affiliate of the Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University. A new collaboration that gives you access to more treatment options and promising clinical trials. All at convenient locations that keep you safe and close to home. Northeast Georgia Medical Center, now an affiliate of Winship at Emory. More voices, more victories.
Back we are here on the concourse level of the Convocation Center. Time now to look back at some of the highlights from the first half of tonight's matchup between the Nighthawks and the Hurricanes.
Deep paint touch by Hubert. Love any time that the ball can go into the paint and out through the big. I believe this was our first offensive possession of the game. 7, 8, 9 pass possession that ends up in a one-footed layup by an All-American. Wide open three by Abby that she doesn't miss very often, but you tip the hat to Caroline Martin there for keeping that alive, and then for Kara Groover for keeping her eyes up and finding a teammate. There's Lacey McCoy doing what she does. Steal, use the body to keep the defender off. Jump stop, lift, flyby, finish. Baseline out action. Caroline Martin going to her offhand, absorbing contact and finishing. And then here we've got a deep post touch by Abby Hubert. And again, her and Lacey McCoy, when they catch it in the paint, can dribble around the big, and did a good job of using her left hand. And this is a play that I think defenses don't want to see, is Abby Franklin's comfortable stirring our drink and shooting threes, but when she can make tough twos, then it makes us really hard to guard. And there's Lacey making the same move Abby did, the nice pocket post entry pass, and Lacey using a dribble or two to get a little bit better angle and get away from the shot block.
And while it took a while to get warmed up, Nighthawks do have an advantage at the break. We'll step aside one more time. When we come back, third quarter, it'll be between the Nighthawks and the Hurricanes. Stay with us. This is the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Here in Dahlonega, we treasure our history.
We treasure our waterfalls.
We treasure our wine.
But most of all, we treasure our guests.
We are a family.
We treasure our community.
And we're an experience for you to discover.
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 The heart of the Georgia mountains.
The heart of the Georgia mountains.
Discover the heart of the Georgia mountains.
The mountains are open.
Absolutely love those Dahlonega spots. And our thanks to Dahlonega being one of the fine sponsors of the Nighthawk Sports Network. Teams coming back onto the floor. If you had been in either of the two locker rooms at the half, your thoughts about what might have been presented to the respective teams?
Coach Burson's going to talk about defense recognition and just getting in the right spot against their zone looks. Here they're starting the possession in the 2-3, and this is a set that we always run against the 2-3, and gets us a clean look at the rim that we missed. But I'm sure Coach Burson talked about recognizing zone and being organized against the zone, and then Southwestern said we're halfway home. We executed our game plan to a T, and we just got to do it again for 20 and make a few more of our tough twos on dribble penetration.
Another Euro step basket there by Dalen Craig. She has got that move down pat. Opening basket by the Hurricanes here in quarter number 3. Hubert, Groover, Franklin, Martin stops. Open 3 for Franklin. There we go.
And that tough two there on the last possession for Southwestern was exactly what they've kind of leaned on. But come back down to our end of the floor, and we got a paint touch through the big, and the ball went out, and the Caroline Martin made the extra pass, and that's just Abby Franklin being Abby Franklin.
Stop at the turn and the basket. Give that one again to Dalen Craig. Dalen on the night now in double digits with 11 points to lead the way for Georgia Southwestern. Another 3 coming, and another 3 good for Abby Franklin.
Coach Burson told her, hey, Abby, we're 1 of 12. We're 8% from 3 in the first half. Can you do something about that?
On the season, 34% from beyond the arc as a team, and that's a charge. That is a charge, and that's a big one because that's number 3 on Dalen Craig.
Julianne Sutton did a great job at bailing us out there and collecting the player control foul because Craig was able to make the little bounce pass to a wide open Hurricane on the block, and would have been an easy 2 because we missed our rotating down assignment there. So that's just Julianne saving us on that possession.
Groover heads to the key. Now Martin stops. 12 on the shot clock. Franklin to Groover. Abby Hubert in traffic. Shot no good. Rebound taken by the Hurricanes. Quickly the other way goes Kayla Grant. Now away to Aaliyah Clay.
Abby might have rushed that shot just a touch. I think that she was actually driving for the contact instead of driving to score. And that's something that's easy to do against an aggressive defense. But she's just got to keep the basket in her line of sight, and if she gets fouled, she gets fouled. But we can't expect the foul.
Shot from Clay is off the mark. Up ahead, just Julianne, and nice defense falling to the floor.
Tip the hat again to Southwestern there. They've taken away the rim runs of Julianne Sutton. She normally gets a time or two, will just beat everybody down the floor, and we pitch up to her and play offense. But the Hurricanes have not allowed that easy transition pitch ahead to Julianne.
Nighthawks looking for their first double-digit advantage. The feed to Groover, it's good. And the foul on Lex Chapman.
It's just, that pass was senior Julianne Sutton passing out to Abby. Shot fake, senior passing back to a senior. Franklin to Sutton. Awareness on Julianne passing to another senior, Kara Groover, who had just situational awareness and made a cut into open space.
Look at the effort on the missed foul shot. Julianne got a hand on it. Caroline Martin tried to walk the tightrope, but just over the end line. An 11-point advantage, largest lead of the night. The first double-digit advantage for the Nighthawks. Grant to Chapman. Lex down the lane. The shot is up. Would not go. And that's over the top on Kayla Grant.
Chapman gets to the rim so easy there. Abby's not in foul trouble anymore, so she can kind of use her hands just a tick more, but Chapman's still able to get to the rim.
Franklin, top of the key, over to Earnhardt, back to Franklin. Now Martin thought about it, instead dribbles to the key. Earnhardt will pull the trigger, that one won't go. Martin with a rebound! Abby Franklin sets, shoots, would not go, but another offensive board.
Her motor just doesn't stop.
Down low, Franklin in traffic, could not get that one to go, hit the underside of the backboard. Quickly the other way, Chapman.
Charge.
1 on 3, puts it up, no good, too hard, out of bounds. It will stay with the Hurricanes.
Caroline Martin just came away empty on that offensive possession, but man, she just pins her ears back, and it's not only an aggressive driver, but she pursues loose balls with like ownership.
A passion.
Yeah. Full reach.
And speaking of which, she comes up with that loose ball away to Earnhardt. Back to Martin. Caroline in the paint, drive, shoots, too far underneath. Here comes Georgia Southwestern. Quickly the other way. Dalen Craig out of control. Stops. Up and under. No good. Rebound. They're letting them play here a bit. Franklin up ahead. Earnhardt 1-on-1. Drive. Shoots. No good. Tipped. Groover. Boy, how many touches on this? Back to Earnhardt. And they'll reset. Shot clock at 10. Skip pass. Franklin in the lane. Groover. Leaves it for Earnhardt. Here comes a three.
Wow. Matter of fact, three by Josie there. Didn't even go down clean. It toilet bowled down, but It's like she's such a pure shooter. She's disgusted with the fact that she made a three that didn't go down smooth. So
it gives the Nighthawks a 14-point advantage. Chloe Savage set the check in. That shot in the lane would not go, and a nice offensive board there for Kayla Grant. Off-balance shot would not fall. Franklin, that one with too much on it over the head of Earnhardt. That stops the clock with 4:48 to go. An official timeout. North Georgia, their largest lead of the evening, 44-30 over Georgia Southwestern. Back in a moment on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Before the house, before the office, the late nights and new bosses. Before the last hugs, the wins and the losses. Before building the team, before building yourself, the rise and grinds, all day, every days. Before the letter, before the dream, there was a kid who loved to play. If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
The human body is like any high-performance machine. As the miles add up, parts wear out. That's where pain begins. And here's where it ends. Where top orthopedic surgeons use breakthrough techniques to reduce recovery times and relieve pain for good. Feel like new again for miles to come at the region's only dedicated joint care center, Northeast Georgia Medical Center.
I mentioned her in the open tonight. Caroline Martin, the freshman from just down the road in Cumming, Georgia. What an evening she has. Some decent numbers, wouldn't you say?
8 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 steal. The key of that pop-up there being of those 6 rebounds, they've all come on the offensive end.
It's mind-boggling.
It's just, that's like she's got a good mentor in Kara Groover and how a guard should rebound.
4 minutes, 40 seconds to go, third quarter. And a 14-point advantage for the Nighthawks. Underneath, Dalen Craig. Boy, that move has been...
She's good with the pivot.
Yep.
Nothing's direct. Everything's got a layer to it. So she goes and stops and then goes again. And uses the up and under, uses the shot fake, uses the pivot foot.
And guess what? Dalen, just a freshman.
Oh, wow.
Out of McEachern High in Lithia Springs.
Pep Band's got some props.
Think about the player she will develop into over the next 3 years. Nice little run here, 11-3 over the last just less than 5 minutes, and a foul inside, I believe, on Kashori Hodge.
Coach Burson and staff have made a decision here, regardless of what zone look, whether it's an even front or an odd front. We're putting a ball handler kind of in the middle, like a lower high post, like on top of the logo. Right now it's Kara Groover, and so she's catching right there and at the rim, a baseline outplay and finishing, but against the zone, also putting her in the middle and let her using her IQ and keen passing skills to get us moving.
46-31 with 4:09 to go in the third. The drive by Grant, off balance, no good. Rebound by Chloe Savage. Here come the Nighthawks. Franklin zips it over to Earnhardt. In between the circles, back to Franklin. Groover at the elbow, drives, floats it up, and hits.
So it's not like Kara's our 4. I guess she theoretically could be in this lineup, but just basically camping a guard in the middle of the zone and letting the offense run through her.
Long three off the iron, no good. Tipped and taken by Groover. Up ahead it comes, and Martin off the feet. It'll go the other way. Quickly, Storr gives it up to Craig. Off balance, throws it up. No good. Storr the rebound and a foul on the play. And that's a good foul.
It is. That turnover was probably accredited to Kara there, although it went off Caroline's leg. That's just a pass that, she probably just should have kept her dribble alive there instead of pitching ahead to a teammate that wasn't aware.
Storr puts it up and in. And on the season, nearly 78% at the line. Got them both. Martin gets a breather. Macy Gregg in the ball game again for the Nighthawks. The lob to Groover at the elbow. Now Earnhardt skips it over and stolen nearly by Dalen Craig. The intended recipient, Macy Gregg.
That flat pass, skip passes are good, but the flat pass is the one that gets picked off. It's got to have a little bit of angle to it, either angle away from the basket or angle towards the corner. Inside
3 minutes we go in the third. Chloe Savage has it taken away, and in the process, a foul charged to Kayla Grant. That is her 4th.
That's our set play that we like to run against that defense. We use a guard to go pick the middleman. Lower person has to come out and guard the ball, and then when the guard screens the middle player, we flash a post player into that short corner area, and that's the play that we ran coming out of halftime. And good force again has yielded 4 points here 2 times that we've run it.
50-33 with 2:56 to go. Leah Clay back in the ball game, replacing Kayla Grant. Both Grant and Hodge with 4 personal fouls. Dalen Craig playing with 3. Just beyond the foul line. That basket will go for Chapman. 50-35. Groover, Earnhardt, high arcing 3, no good, and a foul inside away from the ball. And let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Nighthawk Sports Network. I had just mentioned that Dalen Craig was playing with 3 personal fouls. That was her 4th. So the trio of Hodge, Grant, and Craig, all with 4 personal fouls for the Hurricanes. 52-35, 2:22 to go in the third. Storr with the ball. Bounce pass to Dalen Craig, guarded by Earnhardt. Oh, and contact inside. And that sort of stunned Dalen. Inadvertent contact. Stops the clock with 2:13 to go.
Yeah. Foul on Josie there for kind of reaching and inadvertently kind of getting her, or was there a foul called? I think maybe there should have been.
I think there is.
There was a whistle?
Yep.
And what are they huddling up about?
Well,
I think there theoretically could have not been a whistle, and she had to stop because she was fouled and poked in the eye.
And they're going to call it an intentional.
Oh, my goodness.
Intentional fouls been called against the Nighthawks. Number 21, Josie.
And I'm not sure that Coach Burson would concur with that conclusion. I don't think there was anything intentional about that. Completely inadvertent. And that, I believe, was the word I used.
Yeah.
Immediately after the whistle.
If there was no intent, right? Obviously, this is not like a football quarterback tackle, roughing the passer kind of feel. But if there's no intent, can it be an intentional foul? Aren't those two words the same thing?
Yeah.
I just think that it was just her taking a swipe at the ball.
Right.
And unfortunately caught her around the face.
Yeah. Which happens.
And she's fine.
In the game of basketball.
Hurt.
Right.
Yeah.
Missed both of the foul shots. 58% on the season from the line for Dalen. Shot in traffic, no good. Ball knocked free, and it comes into the possession of Abby Franklin. 1:50 to go in the third. Macy Gregg lobs it to Chloe Savage. Shot is up off the glass, no good. Ball tipped, and Groover will tip it back to her teammate, Josie Earnhardt. All alone inside. Groover turns, lofts it up, and puts it in from 7 feet.
Wow. Such a good play.
19-point advantage, largest of the night. I'm laughing because it as if it was child's play for Kara on that possession. Long three, off the mark for Lex Chapman. Here come the Nighthawks. Macy Gregg in traffic. Macy stops.
You know, by rule, that could have been, we're going to go to replay here. So Kara tips it out. Ball goes back to the top of the key. She has a layup opportunity, dribbles around it, and shoots the one-legged floater there. And you see the towels fly around off of our bench. That tells you how kind of a synergy play that is. So back to my point before the replay, Macy just got hit in the face.
Yeah, it was
had to
completely inadvertent.
Had to stop play.
Yeah.
That's odd that there was no huddle. I think that the way they called that play right there is how it should have been played.
Yep.
No damage, no big deal. Southwestern missed the free throws on the intentional and did not score on the heap of possession.
20-point advantage, largest of the night. 3-point attempt, no good. Battle inside, offensive board for Simone Letts.
But we had position there, just didn't leave the floor. Southwestern was able to go over the top and get that. Fortunately for us, traveled trying to score.
Beg your pardon, that was Rolls. Final 40 seconds of the third. Macy Gregg guarded by Stores. Bounce pass to Groover. Kara in the lane, stops. Back to Franklin, now over to Macy. Shot clock at 12. Off balance shot would not go, and rebound to Rolls. Now Dalen Craig with 20 seconds remaining in the third. Jalea Storr with 12. Backs up near midcourt. Now 9, 8, 7. Storr with 5, 4 in traffic. 3, 2. Just does get the shot away and hits a 3-point basket at the end of the third.
Wow. That was an effective last possession. I'm sure that's not what they had in mind, but it goes 3 on the scoreboard.
After 3 quarters, 55-38, North Georgia on top. Stay with us. This is the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Someone here at Circus Burger has been talking to the press.
telling them that chicken is better than burgers. And I want to know who it is. Is it you, Bill?
No, sir.
Diane?
Wasn't me.
I know it wasn't Steve. He just started. You're doing a great job here, Steve.
Yeah.
I'm not big on pointing fingers, but it was definitely Bill.
Whoa, it could literally be any one of us.
Somebody did it, and I'm going to find out who.
What is going on here?
Bandit 3, this is Fox 2-3. Can you see that contact to our front? Man, it's Fox 2-3 out. Mark them with tracer fire.
There are those who choose a different path in life. A path of selflessness, of service. A path that leads to freedom. Do you have what it takes? Find out at GoArmy.com/warriors.
As with many sports, basketball can be a game of inches. Inquiring minds want to know, on the last three-point basket at the end of the third, was the foot on the line? I think it was not only on, but over
that was
the line.
That was their last possession of the half, to dribble it out and let your big shoot a three with no pass. But I'll tell you what, man, luckily this is not a one or two possession game at this point.
Yep.
And you know what? We got the beauty of replay.
Yep.
Slow-mo, I might add.
Nicely done.
Officials don't have that.
Nicely done, Walker McCrary. In the lane, the shot would not go. Battle for the loose ball over the top, taken away by McCoy, but a foul has been called.
I love the engine that Lex Chapman plays with. Reminds me of that same motor that one number 24 for the Nighthawks plays with.
Very similar. Chapman at the line leaves that one short. Junior from Decatur. Second one is a bit long, and a rebound to McCoy. Clock rolls 9:33 and counting here in the fourth. Martin double team, dribbles out of it, got room down the lane, bounce pass right back to her from Julianne, but the shot wouldn't go. McCoy, offensive board, up and in.
You don't see that very often, a dish to a big and then dish right back to the guard for a layup. Lacey head up right there, not giving up on the play and staying live and getting that offensive rebound.
Nice shot there by Amazria Rawls. 57-40. Contact in the lane. That is the fourth on Storr, so Storr, Hodge, Grant, and Craig all with 4 personal fouls. And that was an errant inbound pass. At the other end, Clay up, no good. Offensive board, the follow won't go. Rebound, McCoy. Quickly at the other end, Martin drives in, puts it up, no good, and draws a foul. What were you just talking about a moment ago? The motor
that she plays with.
Yeah,
it's almost like she's got to continue to learn how to take a page out of Abby Franklin's book and learn to pull back out of 5th gear
into 4th
overdrive.
Yeah.
And like right there, I think she was going so
she was too
aggressively at the basket. Before she looks up, she's almost on the pad.
She was already underneath when she let that go and was sort of bailed out, quite honestly,
I think so.
On the foul. First shot is good. Second one, no good.
That one didn't quite come off her hand clean. Came off the outside of her hand. Ooh.
The Euro step.
And
the shot.
Sutton had seen enough of that layered post stuff.
Well, and that's, to her credit, Julianne had some time to sort of scout, recuperate on the sideline. Chapman launches a 3. It's up, no good. Ball to Groover.
much as they like her getting at the rim, I think they want her to drive off of that stagger instead of take long threes. Right there, Julianne Sutton with the easy 2 post-entry catch inside the charge circle. Scorekeeper go ahead and hit the console twice.
Yep. Click, click. Inside 8 minutes to go in the ball game. Store drive, shoots, no good. Foul with 7:51 to go.
Late on the help there. That drive was a little bit too much straight line for our taste, but nobody aware off ball and coming and cutting that penetration off outside the lane.
Yep. Store at the line. Her 12th point of the night. Look at the foul trouble on both sides of the ledger.
4 with 4 for the Hurricanes, and nobody with more than 3 for us.
Yep.
Another made free throw there by the Canes. Gets it down to 18-point game with 7:50 to go.
Clock rolls on. Macy picks up the dribble. Now gets it away to McCoy in the key. Right back to Macy. Shot clock at 14. Look at that. Groover to McCoy. Drives. Kicks out. Long 3. Rattles it in. Macy Craig.
I thought it was long, but it lost some of its momentum up in the upper elevation of the Convocation Center and rattled in off the back of the rim.
That's her trademark high arcing 3. Largest lead of the night, 21 points. 7:07 to go. 63-42. North Georgia leading Georgia Southwestern. Store from 10 feet. Would not fall. Macy Gregg got a hand on it. Knocked out of bounds, and that'll be a foul on Kashori Hodge, and that will be it for her tonight. Quickly checking back in, Amazria Rawls. Macy to Kara, now over McCoy, down to Julianne. Shot is up, would not fall. Quickly the other way, Chapman, and I mean quickly. Long 3 in the corner, no good. Rebound, is that Kara Groover? Oh, goodness, she was trying to skip it all the way down to Josie Earnhardt. And I think that McCoy has come up with the play of the night.
Everybody thought the play was dead because Kara Groover whiffed on a fastball.
Look at this effort.
It's a whiff on the fastball. Everybody thinks Georgia Southwestern has it. Lacey runs down there and tips it off of the Southwestern Hurricane player leg. Never give up on a play. Never assume that it's over.
And how many players would have not made a single stride toward that loose ball?
I think Kara was still trying to figure out how her throw down to second base got loose in the outfield.
A little off. Quickly Store, and that's a charge.
11 days a week.
And just like that, the second Hurricane has fouled out within the minute. That'll be it for Jalea Store.
Wow, I could see that one coming from way. It's like a train, right?
Yep.
Those things can't stop.
And you had not one but 2 Nighthawk defenders awaiting the charge. Earnhardt to McCoy, baseline. Now to Groover. Oh, goodness. Macy able to save it? No, she's not.
Kara.
That's 2 throws to second.
The last one was right-handed. She decided to try that one left-handed.
We got to give her a little grief.
She's such an all-American.
And she...
Everything she does.
And don't you know she is disgusted with herself right now. I can promise you that. Such a competitor.
Oh, this game is starting to drag.
And it was flitting right along.
22 personal fouls on the Hurricanes, 10 on the Nighthawks. It's 32 combined. It's a relatively normal amount, but
Kara gets to rest the throwing arm.
better ice that thing.
We love Kara.
Don't know what her pitch count is. I'm getting hungry.
Yeah. Well, that one off the mark. If you were going to have a post-game meal and it were Mexican, what would your choice be?
You talking about location or menu choice?
Menu choice.
Okay. Well, at every Mexican restaurant, you have to
hoop. Earnhardt for 3.
Where you go is dependent on the clock is running. The rolling the ball doesn't work when the clock is running.
Oops.
Anyway, it's all about, we're choosing the restaurant based on the quality of the chip, the complimentary chip.
Okay.
And is the salsa chunky or is it chili style salsa?
Yes.
So I actually think, although Chili's is not a Mexican restaurant by the traditional definition of Mexican, turn over there by the Hurricanes, I think that some of the best salsa and chips is at Chili's the chain.
We'll have time to ponder that even further. An official timeout with 4:57 to go in the ball game. North Georgia 66-43 on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
What do I do when my love is away? Does it worry you to be alone? How do I feel at the end of the day? Are you sad cause you're on your own? I can't find a little help from my friends. So I'm gonna try a little help from my friends.
The UNG Bookstore is the one-stop shop where students can get anything they need for the classroom and fans can find everything they need to support the Nighthawks. From shirts and jackets to car decals and tailgating chairs. Gear up at the Nighthawks desk with officially licensed UNG merchandise. Be sure to shop in store to find the item of the week. Visit our stores in Dahlonega, Gainesville, Oconee, and Cumming, or check us out online at ungbookstore.com. The UNG Bookstore is a proud sponsor of North Georgia Athletics.
As we went to break, a very important conversation was going on, and it dealt with menu selection at Mexican restaurants.
So being that I can't take my chips and salsa from Chili's to a Mexican restaurant,
right?
Locally, I'm a big Dahlonega guy. I'm going to choose El Jimador right here in downtown Dahlonega.
Okay.
Can walk there from my office. The menu item of choice is going to be probably, hang on, I'm intrigued by this ball movement.
Yeah. Earnhardt back to Macy. Looking down low for Hubert.
It's stuck. Back to Mexican. Is going, ooh.
Backdoor cut, Macy Gregg, Chloe Savage.
3 seconds. I made 3 from McCoy, too. Is going to be the Texas fajita nachos.
Ooh. I like that.
So we got the chicken, you've got the steak, and the shrimp, all on nachos.
I like that.
With grilled veggies. So
well,
I just think that Mexican food is really, it's hard to tell a difference. And so it for me, it boils down to chips and salsa and service.
Yeah. And that makes a huge difference.
What about for the Corbins?
Well,
I know that you're not a Dahlonega eatery kind of guy. And many here, and I do need to go on record and say many people here in Dahlonega are going to say that Pueblo's is a better Mexican restaurant than El Jimador, and they're both very good.
Well, now for us, the Pueblos that was right around the corner within a mile of the house was our absolute go-to about 3 times a month.
I'm not knocking Pueblos here in Dahlonega. I'm just saying it's a location thing for me.
Yeah.
Jimador.
Yeah, it's El Portón now in Alpharetta. For us, long, high-arcing 3, no good, and saved, though.
Wow, nice effort play there by
for me, a fajita plate is absolutely at the top of the list.
Is that where you get the
steaming
fajitas brought out on the? I think that's more. That's like going to a hibachi grill. That's more for show than it is.
Oh no, that's good for 2 servings.
Okay.
For me.
I love the thrift.
Now, outside of the fajita meal, it's going to be a combo with a couple of hard shell tacos, the refried beans, the rice, and that's
a couple of questions I'd like to ask you.
Yeah.
Do you eat fajitas off? Oh, great pass, Abby.
Macy Gregg, no good. Got her own rebound. Earnhardt for three. Whoa, it would not go.
Do you eat the fajita, order the fajita thing for lunch, too?
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, that's a dinner.
No, that's a dinner.
Okay.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
dinner.
My other question is, why do you go with a hard taco over a soft taco?
Love the crunch. Love the crunch.
But what about when you take the first bite and the whole bottom seam breaks in half and your taco ends up on the plate?
There is an art to how you do that without cracking the bottom of a taco. And it's taken years and years of effort on my part, but the key is...
Do share, please.
Well, I will say this, that at El Portone and Alpharetta, their hard shell tacos do not present that problem, have not ever, for me.
The envelope seal?
Absolutely never. And again, that's the desire to get all the cheese in one of the first two bites from the corners on the southwest and northwest corners of the taco.
Are you using a compass?
Absolutely.
That's interesting. I mean, obviously by my rebuttal, I'm a soft taco kind of guy.
The question also would be, are you a guacamole fan?
But it's blasphemous for me not to talk about it because all three my other family members would eat guacamole as their main course.
There you go.
And I don't need the Mexican place that's going to make the guacamole at my table. I trust that whatever you're doing back there in the kitchen is good. There's no need to bring the ingredients out and show me that you know how to cut it. Just make it good. But I'm not a guacamole guy. Again, with fajitas and nachos being my meal, I just want a few chips and salsa early.
Okay.
And then I'm not going to stay with the dip kind of theme.
Now, with the chips, do you venture into the queso world?
I've got 2 kids.
Okay. So the answer is yes.
Yeah.
The answer is yes. Jalapeno?
Yes, actually.
Okay, good.
Do you?
Yeah, absolutely. Chloe Savage would not fall.
But that will drive your bill up rather quick.
Yeah, in a heartbeat. 68-44. That shot will go up and in.
Good finish by Collins there.
Yep, nicely done. Kennedy Collins from Smoke Rise, Georgia. Approaching the 2-minute mark. 68-46. All alone, Abby Hubert.
That's the trademark high-low action for the Nighthawks there. Chloe Savage finding Abby Hubert for an easy 2.
Nighthawks coming into tonight averaging 77 points per game. I wasn't sure they would even come close to that after the first quarter, but they are in the neighborhood.
I'll tell you what they've done so great over the last few games is defend. I mean, teams are having trouble scoring 50 points against us.
Macy Gregg, it's 5-on-4. The kick, McCoy for 3, would not fall. And a nice rebound by Collins.
Wanted that to go for her because she made the 3 earlier after the whistle had blown it dead.
Lex Chapman was just waiting all alone.
She was hanging out down here after pressuring the ball in the backcourt. She strategically defended.
A minute to go. Chloe Savage zips the pass to McCoy, and a travel will turn it right back over.
A minute to go, plus a post-game show means I'm about 25 minutes from ordering chips and queso and sauce.
Excellent. Excellent.
No, I won't do that tonight. That's my lunch go-to. I won't. That's my go-to lunch. I don't do that for dinner.
That one will not fall for Rawls.
Cheerios or Rice Krispies.
Excellent.
Good,
Hubert
Abby.
for 3 would not go. I have it on good authority that a member of the Nighthawk Sports Network team is a big enchilada fan. Mr. Walker McCrary.
What is an enchilada?
There's a whole lot of meat wrapped up
How is it different than a burrito?
You got a little sauce in there.
How's it different than a burrito?
They're cousins. They're cousins. Got a little melted cheese thrown in there.
I don't get all that. That's just like all Mexican food has like 4 ingredients.
And they're all good.
Yeah.
That one would not go. 10 seconds to go. 70-48. Macy Gregg in contact with 3.8. So the Nighthawks will win their 9th out of 10 and improve to 6-1 in the Peach Belt Conference. The lone blemish, the overtime loss versus Lander. And currently Lander has bumped up a couple of notches to number 3. Big win over Pembroke, 91-53 for Lander.
Why is Macy shooting with the...
It was considered an intentional.
Oh, my goodness.
And let's see, Macy now has been scratched. Well, okay. Oh, goodness. And I have heard something that is going to get Mr. Payne some attention, and that is not good. Some discretion on the part of the officials. Coming up, the next time out on the Nighthawk Sports Network, Monday.
Men's soccer.
Or beg your pardon.
Yeah, Monday men's soccer versus Young Harris at 4. Then we'll jump over here and be in the Convocation Center with the men's version of the Hurricanes versus Nighthawks.
There you go.
7:30 tip. But our next broadcast will be at 4 o'clock, a spring version of countable soccer.
71-48. And Coach Justin Payne has been teed up again now.
Is that his second?
That would have been his second. So I was under the mistaken impression that 2 and you're done. And that's going to do it. 73-48, your final score. The Nighthawks winning this one after a slow start. We'll step aside, come back with some final thoughts about tonight's game straight ahead on the Nighthawk Sports Network. Back in a moment.
Joyride beads. I hear if you run long enough, you get something called a runner's high, which sounds like something I really enjoy. Let's do this. Okay, so far so good. Mama Lake? What? Still no high though. Hi. Hey. Oh my God. There it was. My first runner's high. Well, better quit while I'm ahead. God, I'm good.
Goodbye, LA, until another time. When can we call it love? Think we crossed the line.
Shop, play, and stay in Dahlonega, the heart of the North Georgia mountains.
Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes. College sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
Defensively tonight, the Nighthawks turned up the pressure, giving up 15 points in the first, 11 in the second, 12 in the third, and only 10 in the fourth quarter, winning 73-48. Alongside Glenn, Craig Corbin, A ball game that really was a slow start out of the gate for the Nighthawks. Defensive pressure by the Hurricanes, along with some cold shooting, made it a little bit uncomfortable, if you will, through one quarter. But the final look at numbers, things got a lot better in the second half.
Yeah, it's you got to tip the hat there to Southwestern. As you mentioned, it's a combination of the atypical start that you normally see in this building from North Georgia and just some few missed shots. But you can see the team stats there. We were able to end up making 6 of 24 from 3, 1 of 12 in the first half. So that's 5 of 12, much more along the correct lines for the Nighthawks. Southwestern only 2 of 14, but that's not their forte. They're really a get to the rim slash kind of team. It was only a 2 rebound advantage at halftime. We ended up finishing with a plus 13 margin, and then assisted on 16 of those 23 field goals. So that's another example of share. But I know the game got away there in the second half. We kind of stretched out and. But I'll tell you what, you got to give Southwestern credit for coming in and competing hard. It was just we've got a talented bunch, and it was just a matter of time before we kind of realized what pitches were being thrown and where we need to hit them. So Southwestern is going to need to to continue to be successful in the Peach Belt. They're going to maintain the strategy of mixing up those defenses, but in order to kind of open up some of those slash driving lanes, they're going to need to make some jump shots, and that's just something that we said that you're going to have to beat us with in the second half, and they still drove into traffic, and that's where you saw the foul trouble magnify and the charges and the player controls. So another good win for North Georgia, and it's going to be a while before we see the women back in here, but it's been fun to watch this little kind of homestand, and now we're going to see if they can take the show on the road and continue to battle and earn the right to host the first round in the Peach Belt Conference Tournament.
We look forward to that. With the decision tonight, Southwestern falls to 5-4 overall, 3-3 in Peach Belt Conference play. North Georgia improves to 9-1 and 6-1 in the Peach Belt Conference. Well, that's going to wrap it up for us here tonight. Our thanks to everybody on the Nighthawk Network, Sports Network team. It has been a blast. We got to talk about some Mexican food in the process down the stretch.
That was fun. I'm hungry now. Do it again with the same teams on Monday night, right?
Indeed we will. Yep. We'll look forward to it, and we hope we see you there. On behalf of Lee Glenn and everybody here, I'm Craig Corbin. So long. We'll see you next time.